All right, welcome everyone. Welcome everyone. We'd like to ask you all to please rise as we present the colors.
Got attention. Color guard, advance.
Please be seated. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is Joseph DeMasi. I am the president of the Bridges Arts Council, and it gives me extreme pleasure to say something that hasn't been said in probably 30, 40, 50, 60 years. Who knows? Welcome to Pioneer Park, and welcome to the Pioneer Park Amphitheater. How about that? Oh, we are so thrilled to have this thing reopened again. We have a nice little program for you this afternoon. Thank you so much for coming out. Thank you to the Valley City High School Band. You guys sound great. They'll be performing again later, so stick around for that. Right now, I'd like to call upon our wonderful mayor, Mayor Dave, to come up and say a few words. Thank you.
Thanks, Joseph, and welcome everybody as well. It was 30 years ago this summer I moved here, and so today I find out there's an S on Pioneer. So does that make it plural? Evidently. Plural with an apostrophe probably. But anyway, welcome to this rededication. This is gorgeous. And it's a special deal because history is what people need to know where they've been, and to get where we're going we have to know from where we came. And so that we can preserve places like this is very important to community and the people in it. I don't know how much to share here. I had 30 minutes of information because Joseph said I could, and I got here and Wes said I have 3. So
you're welcome.
But anyway, thank you to all the people who had hand in physical labor here. And I know it's been a long time since it's looked anything like this, and it's really special. But something about which to think. How many of you have heard of 3 for Calgary? 3 for Calgary. Could be 3 things. But anyway, Google that sometime. They had a little promotion in Calgary, and they had challenged each person to do 3 things for your community. have 6,000 people. If we each did 3 things for our community, think of how many things we could do. But compliments to you folks who have done this, and we hope we can do much more. It seems like it's easy to get things built, but maintenance becomes an issue. And Lowell just shared with me, said it's been grown over for so many years. It's just beautiful that this is being exposed today, and I thank you all. God bless your efforts.
Thank you, Mayor Dave. All right, this couldn't have been done without the support of the Valley City Parks and Recreation Department and the Parks and Rec Board, and we have a representative from the board who also would like to say a few words. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, Susan Kringley is here.
On behalf of the Valley City Park and Recreation District, we would like to extend a sincere congratulations to Joe and all of the wonderful volunteers who have worked very hard to make improvements in this wonderful space. A special thank you to the Girl Scouts. The white is just brilliant. Everybody can see it when they drive by. And this is such a historical place. I really appreciate the mayor's comments about we have to know where we came from before we go forward. So thank you all for this community effort. Making improvements to our green space, our parks, and our areas in our community to make it a great place to live couldn't be done alone. So again, thank you to everyone for your support, and we look forward to continuing partnering with your group for more improvements in the space. Thank you.
And now we'd like to call upon the representative of the Girl Scouts to come forward. Girl Scouts worked really hard painting the Pioneers sign, and so they have some awards that they'd like to present.
It was just under a year ago that we were on a field trip for Girl Scouts, and we had some extra time to kill. We stopped here, and the girls walked up the hill, and as we were coming down, they discovered what we thought was Pioneer sign, and they said, you know, somebody needs to paint that. It really needs a lot of work. Do you think we could paint it? And our Bronze Award was born at that moment. I'd like to recognize the following girls, would you please come up, who earned their Bronze Award, which is, the Girl Scouts have 3 different awards, silver, bronze, and gold. And each one of them is the equivalent of the Eagle Scout Award with a little bit different emphasis. This award, there's no minimum number of hours, but they easily accomplished more than 200 hours collectively. So the girls who are being awarded their Bronze Award at a special ceremony this spring by the Girl Scouts are Autumn Anderson, Mara Crow, Shantae Gonzalez, Molly Knight, Abby Wangrud, Abby Wilmus, and then we had a number of brownies who earned their Take Action Award by helping out with the hours, and that's Caitlin Wangrud, Addie Tufty, Kate Redfern, Sarah Crow, and then we had our honorary brother who was here for every session that we painted, and he earned his honorary brother vest, and that's Dylan Wangrud. And the mayor talked about everybody doing 3 things. Just to let you know that in Valley City in the past few years, the Girl Scouts clean City Park every year. We're doing that next week. We've adopted that park, and then we had this project, and then some Girl Scouts a few years ago also built most of the little free libraries that you see in town. So we're an active group. We hope you'll call on us when you need us for various things. Thank you very much.
like to call upon Mr. Wes Anderson. Wes, as you know, is the curator of the museum here in town, and he's going to give us a little history about the amphitheater.
You can say whatever you want.
All right. Well, in theory, we shouldn't need this, but I'll use it anyway. So, all right. Well, welcome everybody. Yes. Why are we here? Well, many reasons. Going back the furthest I can think of, we are sitting in a geological oddity for our area. The hillsides of Valley City are made of pier shale. Pier shale is kind of grayish blue color, and when it gets wet, it gets very slippery. And this little hill, this little area here, is made out of Niobrara shale. And Niobrara shale is very stable, and it is good for brick making. And so this spot that we were on was purchased from the Northern Pacific Railroad by B.W. Benson back in 1880, and he immediately set up a brick-making factory. So the Valley City Brick-Making Works was here, and they operated for many years. Well, they were making between 20 and 25,000 bricks a day of snow-white bricks. That's how they were called, snow-white bricks. And so that went out of Valley City. The Music Academy building, the Unique Antiques building over on Main Street, I think is made out of Valley City bricks. So, something to keep in mind on them. Anyhow, problem they encountered though is they couldn't get enough water. They tried to dig an artesian well and they couldn't get it. And then pretty soon they ran out of enough usable clay that they closed down. And the property was given to Barnes County. Barnes County had the poor farm up here. So long before Social Security, anybody that was, well, poor, they came here. Poor, insolvent, older. They lived in this area as a poor farm. They raised their own food and lived here as a nursing home in this area. And so then Riverside Hospital, out where the Eagles is now, started up in 1910. So this was abandoned. And when I mean abandoned, I mean literally abandoned for many years. And it wasn't until 1935 that somebody had an idea. WPA started up, Works Progress Administration, one of the alphabet soup programs of Franklin Roosevelt during the Great Depression days. They decided about needing tourism. And this road over here, number 9, 9th Street, was, or 9th Avenue, was part of Old Number 10. Old Number 10 went through downtown Valley City and hooked north here, and this was a major causeway. And so they decided they wanted to encourage tourism. They wanted to give a friendly face to people as they left the community and as they came in. And so they decided the WPA would put in a park here, a visitors information center for that time. And so working with the Pioneer Club, D.W. Clark, Dad Clark, some people called him, was a very early citizen of Valley City. He came in 1881, founded the first band. He is who the band shell in City Park is dedicated to. But he was also one of the founders of the Park Board here in town in 1918. And so working with the Pioneers Club and working with the Park District and working with the county and the City of Valley City and the WPA, they came together to make this happen. It was a $30,000 project, which back in 1937 was a lot of money. And so in here, they brought in one of the oldest schools in Barnes County. Over here is the Hymas School, and that was built in 1881. They built a sod house, a dugout, over in the corner over here, and that's long since gone. 1939, they brought in a log cabin from the Stevens family, who homesteaded down along the Cheyenne River, and that was up here for many years. And then it was moved back to the Cheyenne River, so it's down there. Anyway, they were up here on September 30th, 1937, so almost 82 years to the day, and they were dedicating this to the pioneers of Barnes County. And so, in here, what goes on? Well, okay, the Depression was lingering, and World War II happened. In 1958, I-94 came through and bypassed Old 10. And so after that, really, Pioneer Park was on the far outskirts of Valley City. It's never had a proper public restroom. And really not much went on here other than ice skating. And so the amphitheater fell into disuse. And so we've been trying to find anybody that remembers it actually being used. The Pioneer Club used it. Some church services were up here for like Easter services and things like that. But other than that, I've found a lot of pictures of the high school where the kids sit on one side and the other, and then they put the steps right in the middle of the book. So it worked out pretty well that way. But anyway, 10 years ago. Okay, where's Lowell Bushing? Where did Lowell disappear? Lowell, he's way over there. There, good. This guy, he took it upon himself. He was looking around Valley City and, well, was rather discouraged with weeds growing up with the cement and some things that needed painting, and he took it upon himself to go around and assume the superhero of Captain Weed. And so he was going around spraying the weeds and trying to spiff up Valley City. And one of his projects was to come up here, and he actually took on cleaning up the letters, and he painted them at that time, 10 years ago. And so you get into 2009, our great flood 10 years ago. And City Park, the band shell, which was already damaged in 1997, was further damaged and out of commission and possibly not be salvageable. And so we were talking about, you know, our beloved Concert in the Park series and what to do with it. And that's where the Bridges Arts Council kind of gets involved into this thing. I was a member of it at that time. And Lowell mentioned the idea of, hey, there's an amphitheater up at Pioneer Park. Let's use that. I didn't know there was an amphitheater up here. So if it hadn't been for Lowell, I probably wouldn't have known it was here. So anyway, yes, we, Joe DeMasi, Lowell Bushing, Chuck Leeson, myself, we all approached the park board with the idea of, hey, let's move the Concert in the Park series up here. And at that time we were informed that the amphitheater was in such disrepair that the insurance company had deemed it a liability and was actually dangerous. And so it was either needing to be fenced off or demolished because it was dangerous. And so, well, that's an unfortunate thing. It's a historical landmark, again, by the WPA, and there's nothing else like it quite in the state. And so the members of the Arts Council kind of got together and came up with some plans and an idea that we presented to the park board with the idea of, let's see if we can resurrect this. You know, it's in here in the Niobrara Shale, and over the past 80 years, it really hadn't moved a whole lot. If it had been on any of the other hills, it probably would have slid all to pieces and wouldn't be recognizable. But as it's here, most of what it was cosmetic. The stones, they needed retuck pointing. The steps, they needed repouring. But for the most part, it was still here. And so, that started the long process of 8 years ago, thereabouts. And so, yeah, gets together into there, and, well, a lot of work has been done in here by volunteers. Joe DeMasi over here deserves a tremendous amount of credit. This man has worked his fingers literally to the bone by getting in here and applying all of the cement back into the rock. So where it was crumbly and falling away, he chipped it out and put new in there by hand, and literally wore his fingertips quite off. So, but it was a labor of love. And so we owe Joe a lot of credit into here. We had Paul Stenchel come forward and help us pour some steps. We had Mark Korf come and finish the rest of it for safety's sake. We had Chuck Bowen out at Bowen Welding. He made the railings, and he donated their installation here. So it's a little bit safer than it's ever been before. And so this is it. This is all things adding up to what comes to today. And so, into here, I think I will get concluding with some words from D.W. Clark himself, as he dedicated this nearly 82 years ago today. So he said, "The early pioneers came here from nearly every corner of the globe. They came here to find homes. After building their homes, they built schools for their children. It is a noted fact that North Dakota has less illiterates than any other state in the Union, and well it might. Our great state may well be proud of this high-class intellectuality and morality of our early settlers. They came to us from Norway, Sweden, Denmark, and Germany, and many other countries. From Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Michigan, the finest bunch of people that ever came to any country. Is it a wonder that the schools were built for the children? We take great pleasure in seeing this wonderful new Pioneer Park and appreciate the work of all who have helped complete it. It is a worthy memorial to the pioneers. As president of the park board, I gratefully accept this fine gift, and with thanks to all those who have in any way assisted in its construction. I assure you I take great pleasure to be the one to receive this fine park and pledge the best efforts of the park board to take care of Pioneer Park and see that it serves the purpose for which it was created." So, that's from DW himself. Oh, our next challenges of this, indeed, are maintenance, are indeed, well, we lack a restroom up here. So the idea of finding funds to put up a year-round indestructible restroom, which would benefit everybody who uses the park. And the biggest challenge, of course, is making sure this is used. And indeed, serve as an honor to the pioneers for which it was built to celebrate. Thank you.
Thank you, Wesley. I'm going to put my hat on as the president of the Bridges Arts Council. I just want to quickly say a few things. Number one, Wes pretty much mentioned everybody that was involved, or some of the major people that were involved. I'm not going to go through the list, but you know, when you get involved in something like this, okay, it's not about one person. It's not about two people. It's about everyone. Some people do a little bit, some people do a lot. But without everyone's effort, okay, something like this can't happen. Whether you bought a raffle ticket, whether you actually came up here and did a little tuck pointing, whether you come to the shows, that we're all part of making this great facility that we have here, this unique facility that we have here. I think are we the only town in all of North Dakota that has something like this, or maybe one or two, but very few. We're blessed to have this, and so not only do we so excited that we have now restored it, but we definitely have plans to use it. And so please keep a lookout, because next year we plan to be doing a number of different programs here, and we hope that you'll spread the word and will come and support the programmings that we have here at your amphitheater, because that's what it's really all about. And what we'd like to do have a little entertainment for you right now. We'd like to start off, we've invited some people from the university, the Valley City State University, to come and perform. They are Dr. Kenneth Jimenez, and then he's going to perform, and then Rochelle Van Bruggen is going to perform, and then I think you guys are going to do something together as well. So let's give them a nice round of applause. Thank you, guys. That was great. That was great. I've been to many concerts. I've seen many people perform. I've never seen an instrumentalist take their instrument apart while they're performing. That was I didn't see that coming. That was really good. That's for sure. Okay, we have some a few people from the community that would also like to perform. We'd like to share their talents with you. So first off, we're going to bring on accordion, Mr. Al Adams.
Songs that were probably popular around the time this was being built in the 30s and the 40s, and you may recognize them from way back then. Also, I'd like to dedicate the accordion playing here to my wife's grandfather, Axel Gregerson, who played the accordion all over Valley City back in the 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, and lived across the street from here on 9th Avenue.
Ladies and gentlemen, ain't he sweet? Okay, now we'd like to call upon Dave and John Oakland.
Okay, I'm going to do a song first myself, and then bring my son John up. This one was recorded back in 1933 by the Delmore Brothers, so it's been around a while, rehashed a few times, so give it a whirl. sweep along, 'cause I got them deep river blues. Well, my old gal's a good old pal, but she was like a waterfowl when I hit them deep river blues. Ain't no one cry for me, fish all go out on the spree when I got them deep river blues. Back my old boat, I'm gonna sail if she'll float, 'cause I got them deep river blues. I'm gonna bed some muscle shows, times are better than I'm told, 'cause I got them deep river blues. Kind of a hoboing song here. There we go.
Trailers for sale or rent, rooms to rent 50 cents. No phone, no boo, no pets. I don't got no cigarettes. 2 hours of pushing broom. Buys an 8 by 12 4-bedroom. I'm a man of means, by no means king of the road. 3rd boxcar, midnight train, destination Bangor, Maine. Old worn-out suit and shoes. I don't pay no union dues. I smoke old stogies I have found. Short but not too big around. I'm a man of means, by no means king of the road. Oh, every engineer on every train, and all the children and all their names, and every hat not in every town, every lock that ain't locked with no one's around to say. Trailers for sale or rent, rooms to rent 50 cents. No phone, no poo, no pets. I don't got no cigarettes. I smoke 2 hours of push and broom. Buys a 8 by 12 4-bedroom. I'm a man of means, by no means king of the road. King of the road. King of the road.
Great job, John and Dave. John and Dave. I'll tell you, the first time I ever saw this place, I thought, wow, if we could fix this place up, this would be a fun place to perform. Well, I'm getting the chance. Took a little while. I was looking through on Google. Turns out, 1936, when this was built, there was a #1 song, which was made famous by Benny Goodman and his orchestra. And you guys can help me out on the song. A little something called Goody Goody. So all you got to be able to do to help me out is you got to be able to say that word one time, which is goody, and then you got to say it again. So we're going to give it a practice. On the count of three, can you all say goody goody? 1, 2, 3. Goody goody. Oh yeah, you're ready. Well, you met someone who set you back on your heels. What do you say? Goody goody. Oh, you met someone who now you know how it feels. What do you say? Goody goody. Well, you gave them your heart too, oh, just like I gave mine to you. And she broke it in a billion pieces. Whoa, now how do you do? Woo! You lie awake, singing the blues all night. Let me hear you now. Goody, goody. Oh, you're thinking that love is a fire, love is dynamite. Yes, sir. Well, hooray and hallelujah. You had it coming to you. Give me now. A goody, goody for her. Oh, and goody, goody for me. I say, I hope you're satisfied. You rascal, you. Oh, I say, I hope you're satisfied. You rascal, you. Woo! Oh, yeah, goody, goody. Thank you. We want to thank you all so much for supporting this project, for coming out today. We look forward to seeing you again next summer, next year when we're here. We'd like to close off our program today. We have the Valley City High School Band. And we're glad that you guys are here. So we've had representatives of the university, we've had the community, we have the high school as well, because this is truly, this amphitheater truly belongs to all of us. It's for all of us to use and enjoy, and we certainly hope that it will be used and enjoyed for many, many years to come. Thanks again for coming. We'll have the band, they're going to do 2 numbers, and then we'll retire the colors.
Scout the knees.
Thanks for coming, everybody. We'll see you next year.
Remember, tomorrow night up at the Medicine Wheel, we have the autumnal equinox at 7 o'clock. Buffalo River's dancers and singers will be performing, so it's an event not to be missed. Thank you all for coming. Thank you all. Remember, it's all